All right, without further ado, let's bring in our guest for the day. She's like a co-host. She's here monthly on it took a while for us to get her to do this on a monthly basis, but she's here on a monthly basis. And I love this segment, We Mean Business, and they're talking about something new, a new marketplace that I believe is not only beneficial for entrepreneurs, but also consumers. Let's give a warm TDH welcome to Jamila Lodge from the BEDC. All right.
Good morning.
Well, how are you?
I'm great. How you doing?
We're good. I mean, they were teasing me for my glasses, so I took them back off.
Listen, why you let people do that? You look just fine, Jamel. I saw you.
Thank you.
You can't see. You need glasses, so put them on.
I mean, it's Sancha's fault. She
look, I'll join you. Come on. Let's do this.
You know what? This is what I'm talking about, because Sancha's not wearing hers. Sancha's not wearing hers. Yeah.
I feel left out.
Yeah, you should put your glasses on. Thank you, Jamila.
See there now, look.
Ooh, I can see clearly now. The hate is gone. Yeah. Jamila, thank you so much for joining us. Always.
Thank you for having me on.
One of our favorite segments, We Mean Business. And audience, get your questions and comments ready. But we're talking about Buy Bermuda today. Not BUY, but BY Bermuda. I love it. Tell us a bit about the idea. Like, what is it and where the idea come from?
Okay, so as you know, we support entrepreneurs and small businesses, and a lot of our entrepreneurs are micro entrepreneurs. So these will be vendors, people who sell their wares periodically, services as well. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that we found in talking with entrepreneurs is that the cost to create an online presence was prohibitive. So as you know, when you set up a shopping cart online and all of that, you have to pay fees. You have to pay merchant fees to the bank. You have to pay transaction fees when people use the shopping cart. And some micro vendors just are not making enough money to be able to do that yet. So the creation of Buy Bermuda came out of a need to fill a gap, to try and encourage those smaller businesses or to assist those smaller businesses to scale, right? Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, we just would like to be able to support businesses with what they need. So if you need an online platform, if you need a shopping cart so that your products can be made available all year round, as opposed to just when a market is being held, then you can use Buy Bermuda to list your products online and create an opportunity for you to have a shopping cart and online access without having to pay for it yet.
Gotcha.
So why is a website like Buy Bermuda important for Bermudian entrepreneurs and their growth?
So like I said, at the end of the day, we recognize that most people who start businesses are interested in scaling. Like a lot of times you have a side hustle, right? But if you ask them, they really want this to be their full-time job, but there are costs associated with doing that. And so we recognize that not everybody can afford those costs at the start. And so what Buy Bermuda is, it's sort of like a bridge, if you will. I mean, our ultimate goal is for those that have a shopping cart to grow enough where they can create their own website, create their own online marketplace, and be part of the entire entrepreneurial ecosystem online themselves. But until such time, then we have created this vehicle, like any of our other products, to support those entrepreneurs who are not in a position to afford the cost of paying merchant fees and transaction fees. So BEDC basically, we subsidize those costs. So we cover those costs. So essentially, someone buys something, the money goes into our account, and at the end of the week, we put whatever they bought in your account, and you don't have to worry about fees being taken out or anything like that.
Wow.
So it helps.
Right. So that brings me to my next question. So is this, I hear you saying for the short term, right? So what are the requirements for small businesses to sign up with Buy Bermuda?
So, of course, you have to be a BEDC member. BEDC membership is free. So you could log on to our website, and once you register your business with us, then you would just create an account. So it's similar. I don't know if anyone has ever used like an Etsy account or something like that, where they set up their store, they upload their products, create an account, log in. You put in all your banking information so we know how to pay you. But it's essentially that. I mean, as long as you're not selling anything illegal, I think it's good to go. And the site does support products as well as services. So we have someone who uses the site very much. She does workshops. And so she is able to now get people to sign on to her website, click the link, which takes them to our site where they can pay for their services. And then we put the money into their account. So I don't think it's hard. I don't think it's hard to sign up, but again, there is some work that needs to be done. We want to make sure that you're a legitimate business. We want to make sure that you're selling legitimate products, etc. But at the end of the day, the goal is to create an opportunity for those who can't afford to get online by themselves to get online.
It's a process, but hey, it might be worth it, right?
Well, I mean,
yeah.
Look, I'm a little biased, right? Because we did it, but I would like to think that it is. In the conversations where we've spoken with entrepreneurs who actually use the site, they're like, "Oh my God, thank you so much. This is great. Like, why aren't other people doing it?" I'm like, I don't know.
That was my next question. What has the response been from the small businesses so far?
So, you know, what my expectation versus reality, right? So in my mind, I'm like, when we build it, everybody's gonna flock to it and be like, yes, finally. Well, that hasn't necessarily been the case, which is why I'm here talking to you about it, so that people who may not know that it is available. So right now we have about 22 vendors on. For us, our goal for the end of the year was to get 50. And so I'm saying the end of the fiscal year. So that's March 2025. And at the end of the day, I'm hopeful that we will get there. And if I'm being honest, we built it because we were told, or we got feedback from entrepreneurs saying we just can't set up online businesses because it costs too much. We're not ready. We're not selling enough products. So why am I going to pay for a merchant account when I don't have a 2 or 3 sales coming in? It's just not financially worth it. And so we're like, okay, well, what if we build it, take that cost away from you, and it creates an opportunity for you to get your product out there so people aren't looking for you when the vending season is over. They can find you, purchase your products. Income is coming in for you. You now are in a position to expand your business and scale your business. And what we're hoping is that at the end of it, however long you're on the platform, that you are in a position to create your own shopping cart, your own online facility on your own website. That's, for us, that's a win because we can see the clear growth in that.
Gotcha.
What are some of the challenges? I know this couldn't have been easy. What are some of the challenges that you faced starting this website?
It wasn't easy. I think one of the things that we were challenged with is finding someone to build it for us. So we initially wanted to try and do everything local, but we don't always have the local infrastructure here to be able to do it. So we went through several iterations. We met with different developers and tried to see, is there a way that everyone can work together? And then actually getting it built and then getting people to use it has been more of a challenge than I expected. So I don't know if it's people just don't want to do the work to put it on, but I'm thinking, well, we're not charging you to list on the site. We're not charging you transaction fees. So if it requires you sitting down and uploading your product or uploading your services, I would think that people will want to do it. But again, that has been one of the biggest challenges, I think. It's like, now that it's here, just getting people to be aware that it's here, that it is a tool for them to use. And then, you know, as it grows, as we get more and more people, they will tell us what they want to see, because the site right now is we don't do any logistics, right? So we're not delivering products or anything. The only thing we're providing is that merchant account, is that shopping cart, is the ability for you to transact online. But you, as the business owner or the vendor, will be responsible for fulfilling whatever it is that you're selling. So if it's a product, they purchase it, and then you would coordinate with the person that purchased it to get the product to them.
Okay. And audience, if you have any questions or comments for Jamila for this segment of We Mean Business, please send them through. We're talking about Buy Bermuda, buybermuda.com. You can go on the website while we're chatting and look it up. You may have some questions just by going on the website. You've said you've got 22 signed up so far. By the end of March 31st, 2025, you're hoping to have 50. We do have a question from the audience. Charles H. Jeffers II, he's asking, while I think this is great for a startup, how long can a vendor stay on? Is this giving a false sense of security about what it really takes to run a business?
That's a good question, Charles, and thank you for that. I don't think so. I think a lot of entrepreneurs know what it costs to run a business, and they know they can't afford to have an online shopping cart, which is why they haven't done it. In addition to providing this service, we also provide business advice and guidance. That's one of our primary resources for small businesses. So if you're on board with BEDC, you have access to all of the resources. So in addition to understanding what it costs for you to run your business and transaction fees, it's just a means to an end. Like if you are in a position to sell more product, increase your revenue, then you have the ability to cover those additional expenses, those additional costs. So it's achieving our objective. And we're also hoping that it's achieving the objective of the entrepreneur that lists on the site, because now they're in a position to sell more product and service.
All righty. We have a comment from Rashida Godwin. She says, I work with a few small businesses as a business owner, and I found that most small businesses prefer cash right away, and they don't want to wait for a credit card payment to come through. Before you answer that, I think I've spoken on this show previously, is that, we have so many people who have been self-employed for years. You have older people, and they believe once the job's done, they should get cash in hand. And, I was privileged to go to business school, but I didn't need to go to business school to learn that that's just not how business necessarily works as you grow, right? It's not customer facing like that, like, customer service. You're really going to build a person and they'll pay, maybe in that 30-day period. That's how, businesses work. And I almost was challenged to say, and I say this not on you, Jamila or Sancha, and these words represent me only. I think that's something that I'm so challenged with when it comes to small Black-owned businesses is, folks, honestly, you have to have cash to support your business, because not everyone's going to pay you right away. Give them that 30-day period. It's not the same as going grocery shopping and buying something on that day. Like the groceries that you're purchasing from, let's say, Lindo's or Marketplace, they probably haven't even paid the wholesaler yet. You feel me? So how do we get people to understand that as businesses grow, that's how it's going to be? Like you got people stuck, but that's not how I do business, or this is not how I've always done business.
So I think that's an interesting question, and we see that a lot too. And I think at the crux, it's a mindset shift. I think in Bermuda, we have been fortunate in that there's still businesses today that don't accept credit cards. They accept cash only. But the rest of the world is not moving that way. And I feel strongly that if we don't get our local entrepreneurs to upskill or understand that the rest of the world, we're at cryptocurrency now. We're not even talking about like US dollar or Bermuda dollar. We're talking about digital currencies, but you just only want to accept cash. So I think that's a limiting mindset. And I think that if we are in a position to work with small businesses, we have to show them the benefits of accepting credit card transactions. There's something called it's lost revenue, right? Think of yourself. If you're the individual, you're the consumer, and you go to, I don't know, to purchase breakfast, right? The shop that's selling the breakfast only accepts cash, and all you have is $5. So all you can afford to buy is a croissant, but what you really want is a croissant and a coffee. If they could accept that card, you might get a croissant, a coffee, and a little snack for later, because you have the ability to pay for more items. And so I think that's what we have to help our local and small entrepreneurs understand, is that even though there's a cost to doing this business, the opportunity for you to earn more revenue to cover those costs increases when you're able to accept credit card payments. And that's what I would say. I mean, you can't force anyone to do anything, but to me, it's about helping people to understand why they should consider making the decision.
Yeah, and I think cash is always best, but I think just using and it's unfortunate, but Mr. Chicken just announced that they're only going to take cards now at one of their locations due to robberies and so on. But that's not, I mean,
well, that's another thing, right?
Yeah,
that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that people shy away from, being a business owner for so long, talking to people that are just getting into it, is the bank fees, right?
Yes, exactly.
It's the bank fees. But I feel like as you grow, that's something you just kind of have to write into your budget and take that PO to say you're allowing for the convenience. It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
It's something that you just have to allot for and accept it and move forward.
Yep.
And I hear that from a lot of people. The bank fees, I don't want to pay that.
But Sancha just said it. Like, yeah, we don't want to pay the bank fees. But again, as you grow, budget. To have a business, you have to budget. You have to put these things in. And when you start growing and making the money, you're not even going to, well, hopefully you're not going to notice those fees. But I want to also say this. I mean, I've been to quite a few places lately where they don't accept cash, like restaurants, certain small stores, they do not accept cash. And I speak about cultural mindset, and you said it, we need a mindset shift if we're to grow.
That's right. It's very true. I can assure you that, take COVID, for example, right? Those people who only accept cash and transacting face-to-face were at a disadvantage to those who already had an online system set in place. All of a sudden now, the only way we can do business is online. And so everybody's rushing now to get online. And now that is gone, or we're, back healthy and the world has returned to some sense of normalcy, it's disappointing to think that some people's mindset has shifted backwards to, oh no, I don't need to transact online. I don't need to accept credit cards. And I think that it's just a continuous effort on our part. That's what we're in the business of doing, is educating entrepreneurs, helping them to understand opportunities that exist, and creating ways in which they can take advantage of those opportunities that do not put them at a financial disadvantage. So you can't afford the bank fees? Great. BEDC is going to cover that for you for a period of time. So that was the whole point, because we heard that a lot too, Sancha, and we were like, well, what's stopping you from creating this marketplace? Because you know that your consumers don't necessarily have to just be in Bermuda. Like, you have to think bigger, broader. How are you going to scale your business if all you're doing is accepting cash? Like, there are other people out there who may want your product and service, but they don't even know it exists because you don't even have an online presence.
Well, I think you just answered. We did have someone on Instagram, ambitious_637, says, does Buy Bermuda only offer domestic transactions, or do you also have you also seen international transactions?
So currently it's domestic, and the reason that being, anybody can purchase anything, but the site does not handle fulfillment, right? So we're not mailing the items to you. So as the entrepreneur, as the vendor, you have to determine or figure out how you're going to get the item to the person. So anyone can go on the site, put in their credit card information, and buy your product. But once at the end of the day, you have to fulfill it. So that's like a phase 2 or phase 3, or if we don't need to do phase 2 and phase 3 and everybody got it all sorted, we won't. But the bottom line is that we were addressing the cost, Sancha, like you said, the transaction costs, the fees to pay the bank to have the online ability to transact. All of that is what we're taking on for a period of time so that the entrepreneur gets used to doing this. Like I'm saying, a lot of the people that are on the site never even had a website or online presence. So you go to a vendor market, you see them, you love it, and you can't find them no more. Not until the next vendor market. So we were like, what if you could create a storefront, you could make your products and services available all year round? Indeed. That would, I would imagine, increase your revenue, right?
Can I just ask one more question? I know
Sure.
Charles asked it, but is there a length of time, a duration of time in which you're allowing vendors to stay on the site, or what period of time are you saying, okay, this is what we're offering this to you for?
So we have gone back and forth and we've discussed this. Some of our board subcommittee team have been like, oh, it should be based on amount, like how much they're earning based on time. So we don't have anything set right now. I think what we try to do is we try to utilize real data from people transacting on the site to help us to make those decisions. We do foresee at some point you have to offboard them, because the whole point is to be a bridge, right? You start, you don't have anything. This gets you where you need to be, gets you earning revenue to the point where you can afford to do your own thing. So we recognize that it's not forever, but at this point, we don't have a set time. We're hoping that the entrepreneurs will tell us what they need and how long they think is suitable. But to give you a number, the things that we've discussed but haven't decided on, we've talked about 1 to 3 years. We've talked about doing sales of X amount, but no decision has been made on that. Like I said, we really would like to use data gathered from the actual entrepreneurs who are transacting on the site and having a conversation with them and saying, what's best practice for you? Because at the end of the day, it's not a moneymaker for us, right? This is purely subsidy. This is purely in support of the entrepreneurial ecosystem. And so it's an expense for us to do this. But if at the end of the day, those who are listed on the site come out and they are better for it, they recognize the need to accept online payments, they're in a position to set up their own websites and take credit card payments, then we're succeeding. We've achieved our objective.
Indeed. And as Mark Arthur C. Phillips says here, bank fees, going back to that, it's the cost of doing business.
It certainly is.
And Maya says, this is a great discussion. Audience, she's encouraging you to share it with local business owners who would benefit. Don't forget to like and share, but hey, let's help her get to that 50 ago. Jamila, overall, just from a personal and professional stand, what do you hope Buy Bermuda is able to do, not only for entrepreneurs, but consumers as well?
So the short answer for the vendors and the entrepreneurs that list on the site is, I hope it creates an opportunity for them to get their product and services out to more people. I hope it creates an opportunity for them to scale their business. If they want to do this full time and they are not in a financial position to do it right away, this is just a help up. That's it, right? This is just a bridge. It's not forever, but it is to give you that start. It is to address the issue that you said you can't afford those bank fees right now. But hopefully, in being able to list your products, being able to create opportunities for customers to purchase your products on a more recurring basis gives you the revenue that you need so that you can scale your business. So that's what I hope happens to the entrepreneurs. For the consumer, like I said, for my own personal experience, I've gone to markets and found a product that I absolutely love. For whatever reason, I don't have the name of the person who did it, and I just can't find them again until next Christmas. So this creates an opportunity for us as consumers to find those entrepreneurs who are making these Bermuda-made products, these special products, these unique products, all year round, and giving us an opportunity to find them, support them, purchase their products, and it creates something that is by Bermuda. These products and services on this site are uniquely by Bermudians. And to me, it's a community effort. It supports the entrepreneur. And if we can buy it, then we are getting what we need out of the deal as well.
Indeed. And before you head out, just remind people where they can go to not only learn more, but if people were interested in signing up.
Sure. Just go to www.buybermuda.com. You can go on our website as well. There's a link to the site as well. And really, if you're interested as a consumer, you can sign up to purchase items. If you're interested as a vendor, you have a service that you want to sell. Like I said, it does not cost you any money to sign up. We do not charge you transaction fees. So if somebody buys a $100 item, you get $100 in your account at the end of the week. And so we really hope that people take advantage of this. That's why we built it. We built it for you. We built it to create opportunities for you to grow your business. And if you grow your business, we all benefit.
Yeah, indeed. Jamila, thank you for another conversation.
Thank you.
This is helpful. Hopefully we could get entrepreneur. We have a lot of entrepreneurs tuned in, so hopefully we'll get some signups immediately following this show. Let's get to that 50, and we can't wait to the next month for the next
month. I'll see you then.
People like spending money around that time.
Exactly, and it's perfect for Christmas, right?
Indeed.
Christmas is. I can't even believe Christmas is right around the corner. I can't.
Already. Talk soon. Have a great day. Thank you.
You too. Take care. Take care, Bermuda.